Vincik. We'll confirm that last name real quick. Against young John Rosum. Awesome Rosum. His birthday last week. You know how old Rosum is?
20.
21.
21.
He's so young. He's so young. Ah, he's so young. Good Magic player.
Once upon a time. How old were you in your first Grand Prix top 8?
18, baby.
Yeah.
18. I was kicking butt at an early age. I top 8 at a Grand Prix here, but not in this building. It was the Veteran Memorial down the street.
I was there.
Yeah.
Top 16 that one.
I remember. Vincik with an Ether Vial to get things started.
Defeating a glacially slow David Humphreys.
Still glacially slow for the record. Copper Line Gorge here from Rosum. He's drawn 2 with Faithless Looting. He'll have to discard 2 here in just a moment, as he is playing Dredge, which does have copies of the GAC here this weekend. Rosum did tweet out earlier in the week that he was considering changing decks. I don't know what his initial deck was going to be, but he elected to change decks to this, presumably, as the vial is going to tick on up to 1. That's a Cavern of Souls naming Goblin. This is I think that's a Warren Instigator.
Yeah, it's time.
Well, you better kill that. Time to dredge life from the loam. Cathartic Reunion, Hogak, and a Forgotten Cave. Do not let that connect, John. If you do, it's going to be a bad time.
This is what I was talking about. There is pressure on Rosum to have a conflict pretty early on against a lot of Vincik's fastest draws on the play.
That's true. Warden Instigator is interesting. In some matchups, it's going to be really good. In other matchups, it's going to get Lava Darted or Bolted or Renin Sixed.
Yeah, but
and then we're all done.
There just aren't that. Again, it's a pretty light time for creature removal in general in the format right now.
Well, Bloodghast is here. Can't block, though. I'm going to sacrifice the Scalding Tarn here. Will Awesome Rosum. There's the Instigator. Red, 1/1, double strike. And it's got that Lackey ability. Oh, what you didn't think Hogak was going to be here on turn 2? Was your first tournament?
The Arbor.
Yeah. Come on now, hun. Of course it's turn 2, 8/8 trample. What we need right now, Sting Scourger. Talk to me.
Talk to me about
Sting Scourger real quick.
Sting Scourger in the house.
That's a Bloodstain Mire. What's this?
Tarfire. Was it not? Okay.
Come on, I'm right here. It's another vial.
Tarfire, your Dryad Arbor.
The Instigator cannot get through the 8/8. That's tough. We're going to head back over to Awesome Rosum now, who no longer has a graveyard. He just got an enormous trampling creature. For Adam, he does have a copy of Kiki Jiki in hand, which is
a little slow. Maybe we'll find out.
We'll get to it, I hope.
Any Sting Scourgers? At least one.
There's got to be one.
Okay. Sting Scourger gives him hope, and I would imagine Goblin Matron as well as a draw step that you can get to. Kiki Jiki plus Sting Scourger.
That's game.
Then we're talking.
That's game.
Then we're talking.
Ooh, Rosum. Going to tap a little bit of mana here. There's Life from the Loam. Going to get the Dredge Engine back online since there are no lands to return. So this is interesting because Rosum might not attack with the Hogak because he's scared of what an Instigator can put on the battlefield. A little bit of respect for the Goblin, huh?
Well, the problem, I think, with that plan is that Vincik has these vials. You are under some pressure to get it over with because whatever you're fearing could be coming out in a turn or two anyway.
We laugh about the Instigator, but it is a very real threat. If it connects, if you connect and hit and you have a Matron into a Ringleader, and then all of a sudden you're getting the card advantage online.
Rosum literally does not know what the worst thing is that could happen.
That's true. That's true. He's so young.
How would you know? We need a Matron into Sting Scourger.
Big time.
And then you're playing to your Kiki Jiki, and then that's game.
Pendlehaven, I believe, was the draw here for Adam.
Oh.
That's going to be an Auntie's Hovel. No Goblin to reveal. Dredging Loam, there's a Conflagrate, Creeping Chill, and a Gemstone Mine. However, not another. Conflagrate costs 2 red. There's only one source of red mana on the battlefield for John right now. Creeping Chill will resolve. Rosum will gain a little bit of life. Vincik will lose a little bit of life. And we head back over to old J. Rosum.
I mean, the hope is that you can hold down the fort for one more turn here.
There's a Loam. Get back to Gemstone Mine.
Get rid of the Warren Instigator and then start trucking in.
There is your Gemstone Mine with 3 mining counters, so the hope is to hold down the fort for a turn. I would have gotten in there with the Bloodghast, I'm just saying. It's a free attack.
Yeah, I know.
Just check out what your opponent's up to. 4 and 2 on the Vial. Matron, talk to me.
Well, that matron can go get a Sting Scourger.
Let's go.
It's time.
Let's go.
Goblin time. It's goblin time.
There's the Pendlehaven.
It's goblin
Get
time.
the Scourger.
It's goblin's time.
Teach young Rosum a lesson.
Or do you ringleader?
No. You get the Scourger, you Instigator. That puts in the Kiki-Jiki with the first hit because there's double strike. Then you copy the Matron, go get Ringleader probably with the second hit, and that comes in. And then we have it all. And then it all gets killed by Conflagrate is what happens.
I think Vincik has...
Did we get a Ringleader?
More serious aspirations.
We got a Ringleader? All right, we're trying to run good. He's got a Sting Scourger main, right?
Well, I guess you could say that Conflagrate's a sorcery, right? So you just say pass it back to him.
Okay.
Force him to use the Conflagrate, and then you could reload.
I'm not sure about it, bud. Munitions Expert is the first reveal. 2 is Warren Instigator. 3 is a Mountain. 4 is another Instigator.
Yeah, I like your line the best. I think that I would have, if you're going to get a Ringleader, I would have preferred to just pass it back.
Yeah, I mean, we got to light him up. I wouldn't put the Ringleader in play right now.
Right.
Yeah, I would play a Matron. If this is my line, I play Matron, I pass.
Exactly.
That's
Same.
That's it.
Same.
Because I wanted to hit this turn.
Because if Rosum's still sort of frozen up by the Instigator, then you force him to Conflagate, and then you can vial out the Ringleader in a turn, and then start to reload or attack for a ton the following turn.
Now, I will say this. Rosum is still in some trouble here.
Oh, yeah.
Because your opponent's just revealed some Instigators. Rosum doesn't know about the Kiki-Jiki that's in hand. But also, I'm a little worried up here for Vincik because his entire battlefield might die right now, or a decent chunk of it, and then he's got nothing really to do with copying with the Kiki-Jiki. So, this game's getting a little interesting.
Yep. And Rosum, this could be your first time squaring off against this blend of cards in Modern. And, this is one of those spots where, man, does one mistake feel really, really problematic.
The GAC is going to come in. All right, Vincik down to 8. Don't forget also, Conflict can just go to the Nug. So you got to be careful with your life total here a little bit if you are Adam Vincik.
Yeah, but if you're Rosum, you could easily, if you just pass back and puts himself on the battlefield that can't block, you can easily imagine dying, even from 22.
If you want to know exactly what Rosum and Vincik are playing, Cardboard Live's here to help us out. Deathless are live at the moment. This will be a Golgari Thug. That's here on blocking duty. Now we're going to vial in a little something here. All right, Instigator in. Don't forget Munitions Expert is in hand. Vials are on 4 and 2. It's going to go up to 5 and 3. Draw.
All the way up.
Yep. The Hovel. Okay, there's a Blood Simmer. I mean, this turn should be completely outrageous if you're the Goblins player. You've got Kiki-Jiki in hand. You get the ability to copy something. I think you're copying the Matron or the Ringleader. It's you either copy the Demonic Tutor or you copy the Card Advantage Engine. Looks like he's going to go with the Ringleader. So he's going to take a look at the top 4 cards, I think Adam is. All right, let's see what this is. Goblin War Chief, Goblin Chieftain.
Oh my goodness.
Warren Instigator. All right, so that's going to be that copy. That Benny Smith is actually a copy token, and that's going to be a Goblin Ringleader. I don't think you have to win this turn, but I think your goal should be to try to win this turn. War Chief makes everything cheaper.
Well, without a Sting Scourger, the combination of the Conflagate plus the Hogak is going to kill you next turn if you don't have the Sting Scourger, so you kind of have to go for it this turn.
Yeah, and that's kind of my concern about copying the Ringleader instead of the Matron, because I feel like the Matron should be able to find you exactly what you need to actually win the game this turn. But maybe you needed more cards instead of just one card. Pendlehaven's going to target something. All right, it's going to target Warren Instigator. This is a Chieftain. Yup. This is an Munitions Expert. Oh, we killed Hogak. Oh, that's nice. That's enough to kill Hogak. That was pretty nice. All right, let's business. Yeah. Talk to me.
And Rosum has 4 cards in hand.
Not enough to conflagrate.
Yeah, and if he has to loam, then he doesn't have enough mana.
Yeah.
Especially if this Arbor has to get in on a block here, which seems likely because, I mean, the Instigator itself is 8 here.
So Goblin's the best deck in the format then? Is it time for you to take the headset off?
It's time to get back in
in the fray?
I mean, gotta love this. Gotta love this.
I'm not hating it. We just shot down an 8/8.
I have an Alpha Goblin King you can borrow if you
Hell
want to
yeah.
get in. Yeah.
My man.
One target.
My man. Can I get the mountains too? I need a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not playing Auntie's Hoffle, though.
It's kind of free.
Is it? It can't enter the battlefield tap this game.
Yeah, it did. I was there for that. Yeah. It seems like it should
Whatever.
be free.
Well, we'll figure it out.
All right, yeah, we'll work the numbers.
We'll sort it out.
Keep in mind with the Chieftain, all these goblins are much larger. They get +1/+1. Their cost is being reduced via the War Chief. The War Chief and the Chieftain are giving them haste. Ringleader is going to be a 3/3. Matron a 2/2. Instigators are 2/2s with double strike. That's another Instigator that's going to come in from the first Instigator hit. I don't think that Adam has like any other real goblins to put in that have enters the battlefield abilities or triggers. But a bunch of damage is going to be dealt. And if things go the way that I believe they should, most of Rosum's battlefield should get cleared up. Some more goblins will be placed up, which will be good on defense. And I don't know how John wins this game right now. I think Creeping Chill needs to be involved.
Or Bloodghast. Also might be able to do, depending on how the conflagrate breaks.
This looks like it's going to be a dredge of 4 cards. City of Brass, Wooded Foothills, Life from the Loam, and a Golgari Thug are the dredges.
Yeah, I suppose if you just dredge into 1 Creeping Chill, then you finish out with the conflagrate from there. Getting it done from this spot seems pretty complicated. It would involve, you would have to be able to shoot down enough of the blockers, but unfortunately for Rosum, Vincik has a Goblin Lord as well. So clearing out all the blockers is pretty problematic. You need to do it for, I think, a minimum of 5 to be able to kill the Lord plus the 3 one-toughness goblins that are back on defense. And at that point, you just don't have enough to attack with. I think there was a potential that he could have strung together enough Creeping Chills or Bloodghasts to be able to maybe do it some other way, but that one dredge wasn't helpful, and I'm guessing that Rosum is at a dead end from here. He's certainly not surviving combat next turn, so he's got to find some way to kill right now.
You know, this is the look of someone who's never been goblins before.
Goblins.
We've all been
Goblins.
there. We've all been there, John. All a bunch of mopey creatures. Doesn't make any sense.
Expert, your Hogak. Get that out.
Bang!
Bang. With change left over.
Oh, plenty to go. And your next threat, I'll just Kiki-Jiki my munitions expert and kill that and then kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rosum thinking loam time, huh? It is loam time. Does he have enough to somehow win this game here? It's 5-7.
Well, he needs to be able to put together 5 points of damage from the conflagrate to be able to attack, because there's effectively 5 points of defense back. The Lord plus the 3 one-toughness goblins that can block.
Yeah.
So he can conflagrate Vincik for, it looks to be 6.
Okay, he hasn't played a land yet.
Right, I'm saying once he plays the land.
Okay.
6 is short.
You play the city. You get back your Bloodghast. Okay. So let's call it, okay, so 2 Bloodghast means that Vincik is a hypothetical 3 if they both get through.
Yeah, but again, it requires 5 points to be able to convert the Bloodghast into 4 points of combat damage.
Correct.
So that doesn't get you anywhere.
Yep. Because the play you're talking about is you kill the Goblin Chieftain and then the Munition Expert and the 2 Worn Instigators.
Right.
That clears those out of the way for you to attack for 4, but you've just dealt 5, which isn't enough.
That's what I'm saying. There was a hope there. It wasn't just Creeping Chill. There was a string of Bloodghast he could have put together on the dredge too.
Sure.
That would have made up that deficit in damage.
Sure.
But there was no way for him to either conflagrate Vincik for enough or have enough to be able to clear out the blockers and win with the Bloodghast. He was just a day late, dollar short in a bunch of different directions.
Goblins.
Goblins.
There it is.
And to the point, of Rosum waiting with that Hogak and not getting into combat.
Not getting aggressive.
he doesn't have all the time in the world.
Yep.
His position looked pretty strong there, but once Vincik got the ball rolling, Hogak just died, and there was no inroads to be made in combat. So you wonder if you want to go back to a turn or two earlier, should you have made some effort there to risk it one turn from the Warren Instigator and get him one hit.
Let's take a look at the sideboards here. We'll start with number 24 on our leaderboard here for Season 2. That's John Rosum. He's got an Abrupt Decay, a Thoughtseize, a Lightning Axe, 2 Lightning Axes and 2 Thoughtseizes, 3 Assassin's Trophies, 3 Nature's Claims, and then 4 Leyline of the Void.
I'm guessing you're going to see a mixture of the Abrupt Decays, the Lightning Axes, and the Assassin's Trophy. Ways to fight over the anti-graveyard cards you assume Vincik is putting in, and cards that are good on their face against creatures in general.
We'll go to the other side of things here for Adam Vincik, who's got 4 Leyline of the Voids as well. Probably going to be the most popular card here this weekend, given what the GAC is doing to Modern right now. 3 Thoughtseize, 2 Fatal Push, 2 Earwig Squad, 1 Krenko Mob. Actually, no, that's not Krenko Mob Boss. That's the Goblin Taskmaster, Treasure Master, blows up all the artifacts. Stink Scourger, Trash Master, thank you. Stink Scourger, a Goblin Chain Whirler, and a Warren's Weirding.
I like the 4 copies of Leyline of the Void, obviously. I would also bring in the extra copy of Stink Scourger, and I like the Chain Whirler in this matchup too. Plenty of 1 toughness creatures to shoot down, and a 3/3 first striker lines up the right way against Prized Amalgam as well.
All right, these players are going to shuffle up. Sideboard, all that jazz. Get ready here for game number 2. Ross will be on the play. We're going to do a little chit-chat about SCG Game Night, a very popular promotion. We're in the month of July every week, and July's almost over, unfortunately, because time flies quickly. We got our exclusive here, Down Undead. It's a cleric, some rats. There's a hammer involved here. Looks not as violent as some of the other things we've made.
No, and you can head over to go.rcgames.com/game night. Every month we come out with new kits, and if you head over to that website, you can find out those kits when they roll out, and also find the game night closest to you. And stores, if you want to get signed up for this promotion, contact your Star City Games in-store player representative.
Alrighty, folks, let's get ready to watch game number 2 here between Jonathan Rosum and Adam Vincik. Goblins, talk to me. Might be time for me to maybe take the headset off. I got 2 MCQs next week and that are Modern. 2.
Okay.
I could be convinced.
The Goblins?
I could be convinced. If you look at that, look at Rossum's face, devastated by what happened via the Goblo.
I mean, when you come up that short, very, 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 very like 1 point away from being able to get that game.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of decisions along the way. You wonder, where could I have picked up that point? Because
he barely came up short.
Where could I have found that attack?
Yeah. And Rosum is always identifying his play. He's going to take a mulligan. So we'll learn more about number 24 there, John Rosum. Just turned 21 years old, hometown of Spencer, Massachusetts. 2018 was a pretty good year there for John. 19 events played, 8 top 8s with 1 win in Dallas, a team open. All time, he's got 11 open top 8s, 1 win, 1 invitational top 8 as well. He does a lot of stuff. Besides Magic, he sings and he acts and has been the male lead in a number of musicals, including All Shook Up and Footloose. He's also a member of Team Lotus Box, this young Jonathan Rosum. He's looking to bounce back here, maybe thinking about just what went wrong in that first game. He'd had turn 2 Hogak. Most of the time, that's going to be more than good enough. But in that game, it wasn't. Perhaps he should have gotten a little bit more aggressive. We'll see if things change as he's on a mulligan here. And we are, of course, here with the London Mulligan rule. Cool card.
Extremely cool.
Yep. Leyline of the Void.
It is actually cool. The graveyard stuff's corny.
Yeah.
Played out.
We'll see if Rosum has come prepared to get that powerful enchantment off the battlefield, since it does do a number against his deck. It's a Bloodstained Mire here for Adam. He'll sacrifice that. Going to fall down to at least 19, maybe 17 if he's thinking Blood Crypt.
And I don't want to assume too much here, but based on the foiling and vintage of many of these goblins, I have a feeling that Vincik has been sitting on this strategy for a long time.
Yeah, buddy. I respect it. Vile. We'll head back over to Rosum. Rosum will play a Copperline Gorge, pass the turn back. Vincent's going to put a counter on his Vial. Munitions Expert, Skirk Prospector.
Yes.
Among the cards in hand. Did you play Goblins during Onslaught block?
So I did, and eventually Osip said, can you please stop doing this and then just play Astral Slide? It's obviously the best deck by far.
Okay.
And then I played in 3 PTQs with Astral Slide, top 8 at all 3, but didn't win.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. There's a goblin pile driver.
Oh my God! Yes.
We are going.
Yes!
We are going old school.
Yes. Rosum's got a living now. Don't have that much time.
Yeah.
You cannot wait to blow up the ley line. We got to move now.
It's true.
Now.
It is a faithless looting here for Rosum.
Gonna sting scourge with that stinkweed imp on defense.
Old P. Diddy.
Foil onslaught pile driver.
2-mana 1/2 pro blue. Whenever Goblin Pile Driver attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking goblin.
Protection from blue. A
That's
little
right.
weird. But at the time, Psychotog.
Yep. That's right. Narcomoeba.
Prize Amalgam. No blocking. Your only creatures that can block, they can't block either.
That's true. Most of them can't block anyway.
Trades up with Hogak.
That, yeah, in some spots.
I mean, in this spot, it would.
Yeah, this spot it would.
Not to spoil too much, but
Bloodghast and Cathartic Reunion, they're gone for good. Forgotten Cave on the battlefield tap. Let's vial in that old that old Skirky.
Yeah.
Vial's going to go up to 2. Matron the draw. I've got the vapors over here. This is getting good. Do we have our new tribal deck? Are we getting unclaimed territory in here?
This was in a Fact or Fiction column when the Modern Horizons came out.
Yeah.
They thought Goblin's legit.
Mm-hmm.
I said fact. New cards are really good. They're worth trying. They're at least worth trying.
They're at least worth trying. They look pretty good. And Rosum's struggling. He needs to get this ley line off the battlefield. All right, he's done it. He's found an Assassin's Trophy. It is an answer, and I will say, that Adam Vincik getting that land, that does matter.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, now here's Faithless Looting, get the engine back online. Rosum's going to draw 2 cards. One is a Blood Crypt. 2, I did not get a great look at. May have been a Forgotten Cave. So he's going to have to discard 2 cards. Ideally, one of them will have Dredge on it. Stinkweed Imp and Bloodghast means that this is a good start towards the rebuild, but he doesn't have a ton of time because of the pile driver.
Yeah, you don't need to totally lock someone out with the ley line if you can apply some pressure here. And Vincent's developed a nice little battlefield here for himself.
And now there's another Faithless Looting, so now it's time to dredge 5, most likely. Stinkweed Imp will be those 5. This is a Stinkweed Imp. That is another Stinkweed Imp. Into a Stomping Ground, an Assassin's Trophy, and a Cathartic Reunion there for J. Rosum. So here come 5 more for the 21-year-old from Spencer, Mass. Hogak creeping chill among those cards. So he's getting it rolling again now.
But not a whole lot to put on the battlefield there, which is good news for Vincik.
Prized Amalgam among the cards. Hogak there as well. Those Stinkweed Imps will go into the graveyard too. As you mentioned, not a ton on the battlefield right now, just a Bloodghast. But Rosum has done some nice rebuilding here. Hogak in the graveyard, some more dredgers.
Time to play that Munitions Expert end of turn and go wild in combat.
Will he elect to wait?
I mean, I think you're so likely to just win the game this turn if you file out anything.
You just want to keep the pressure on? There's Munitions Expert. Keep in mind, it's just got
flash.
flash.
Yeah, you don't even need to file.
Up to 3. There's Munitions Expert. Black-red 1/1. Enters the battlefield. You may have it deal damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of goblins you control.
Can you just matron for War Chief here?
Or Chiefed in. Might just be Goblin Chiefed in. That bonus.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got lethal. I count lethal. Each goblin's dealing 2, ignoring the pile driver. The pile driver's dealing, so that's just 10. And then 2, 4, 6, 8. I count 18.
No, yeah, it's 11 on the pile driver.
Mm-hmm. Game.
Yeah.
Game.
How about you kill a creature, Ross?
Vincik.
How about you play a deck that can kill a creature?
Vincik. Goblins.
Goblins. Goblins.
Miller. I need a deck tech. Whew. That's how we do it here in Ohio. Ooh. Adam Vincik wins that match 2-0. Don't talk to me about Hogak. Don't talk to me about Dredge.
Foil goblins. Foil onslaught goblins.
You better believe it.
Dusted off his block and started the deck, put in 2 new cards.
You got any click slithers in that sideboard?
2-0.
Clean
2-0.
Clean sweep.
Any click slither?
That's my broom.
Yeah.
just does. It's like the push broom on the stage of the Apollo. Just get him. See you later. See you later, Hogak. That went better than I thought it would. A little bit better than I thought it would. Yeah. I mean, there's some. It makes some sense why this could be good.
I think a critical thing there with the ley line is that these Dredge players, the Hogak players, they're going to know it's coming. They're going to be able to kill it.
Yep.
So even if you have ley line in your opening hand, I mean, the games that they can't kill it, that's easy mode and it doesn't really matter what you're up to. The real test is, let's say